G'day everybody, it's Master Yoda here and I hope you guys are all doing well. Title of today's video is When should a man give up on dating? Now this is a very controversial one because it's I guess it's one of those how long's a piece of string sort of questions. At what point should a man say enough's enough? Now obviously for the younger guys, no, you should try looks max as much as you can, try and improve yourself as much as you can and try and make yourself as appealing to the opposite sex as you can, and obviously looks maxing is a great way to do it. So for the younger guys, look, try and turn your situation around, if you can. This is more for the older guys, the guys in their 30s and beyond who, they've presented their best selves forward, but women just keep rejecting them because they're just not attractive. And look, whether a man should give up on dating is a personal decision. I'm not saying, guys, just give up. No, but that's your own decision. It really is. But as before, I mean, what if you are presenting your best self forward and you're just getting rejected all the time? There comes a time when enough's enough. I mean, how many approaches? How many women should you approach? I mean, there's no arbitrary number. I mean, we in both the BP and Inkwell communities, we have these memes. The first 1,000 approaches just a warm up. Yeah, but I mean, there's no arbitrary number. There's no set number. I mean, how many women do you approach? You approach 100 women? Do you approach 1,000 women? I don't know. There's no arbitrary number. But like, if you're just approaching women and just getting rejected by them all the time, regardless of how well you're presenting yourself to them, and you're having no results, there just comes a time enough's enough. And once again, I'm not telling guys to give up on dating. That's your own personal decision. And I wouldn't wish my lifelong Inkwell status upon my worst enemy. You don't want to be like Master Yoda. Definitely not. But just going back to with giving up on dating. Yeah, like I've read reports of other Inkwells. I've spoken to other Inkwells, and particularly guys have tried the PUA stuff and it didn't work for them. And some of these poor bastards have approached hundreds, in some cases thousands of women for little to no results. When I was a member of the old PUA slut hate, I was conversing with a member there that was heavily involved in PUA, and he told me that he approached 15,000 women and he only got laid 15 times. That's not even 1%. I think, I don't know what it is as a decimal, but using the calculator in my head, that's 10% of 1%. It's terrible. It's a terrible rate of return. And I replied back to him. I said to him, well, firstly, I said to him, sorry, mate, you had to go through that. That would have been torture. I don't know how you put up with that level of rejection. And I told him that I approached 230 women, 100 in person, and the rest 100, the remaining 130 online, and I gave up. And he said it was over a 10-year period. So I thought about it. Yeah, that's plausible. 15,000. I mean, if you approach, say, even 30 women a week, there's 52 weeks in a year. Yeah, you did that. You did that another 10 years. But I don't know how you put up with that level of rejection. Oof. You must be very thick-skinned. Me personally, when did I make the decision to give up on dating? It was in September 2012. It was a blind date I went on. I met this lady through the Lonely Hearts column of the newspaper. I was 43 at the time, about to be 44. I'd looked smacks. I was in great shape. I was going to the gym, 6 days a week. I was in terrific shape. And yeah, I met this lady through the Lonely Hearts column of the newspaper, and she lied about her age. She said she was in her 40s, but when she turned up, she was actually in her 50s. But that didn't bother me because I do prefer older women, and she looked good for her age. She had a great body, a smoking hot body. But still a very attractive woman. And over the phone, yeah, she liked the voice, and we seemed to be forming a connection until she saw me in person, and she did I wouldn't say a full 180, because look, during the date, she was polite. She bought me a drink, I bought her one, but I could tell there was no attraction. At the end of the night, she rejected me with this line. She said, you're too quiet for me. I'm looking for a party animal. I didn't get angry or upset with it. I mean, it ruined my evening. I just got up, shook her hand, said, "Well, thank you for coming. I wish you the best," and walked away. I mean, it completely ruined my evening, but that's life. And at that point, I just said, "Nah, look, I've had enough. No more." Because let me tell you something, guys. If you keep approaching women, even if you're presenting your best self for and you just keep getting rejected by them, it's going to do some serious damage to your mental health. It will. It will. It's going to make you depressed and sad. And it's not. I would look. I mean, it's up to you. But if you're getting rejected all the time, I just stop approaching women because it's going to be very damaging to your mental health. I mean, I think many of you would be aware that the dating sites they're starting to lose money now because a lot of men are just quitting. And can you blame them? Why pay a membership of $30 a month or whatever it is, just to get rejected all the time? It's just not going to do your mental health any favors. And you need to have your mental health, obviously, in addition to your physical health. At the end of the day, your physical health is your greatest asset, but you also need to have your mental health as well. And you're not going to do your mental health any favors when you keep getting rejected all the time like an idiot. Just don't do it. Just don't do it to yourself. And just because you give up on dating doesn't mean you give up on life. No, absolutely not. You can still enjoy your life outside of your rotten luck with women. I do. I mean, look, my lack of luck with women gets me down at times, but it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself for something that's not your control. And just on giving up on dating, look, I'm not. It's just not me saying. Don't take my word for it. If you go into YouTube, just go into the search engine and just put men giving up on dating or men not turning up to singles functions, and you will find a whole plethora of videos from different manosphere YouTube channels saying that a lot of men are just giving up on dating and relationships. And can you blame them? I don't blame them. I really don't. Now, once again, I'm not saying that men should give up on dating because I've had no luck with them. No, absolutely not. If you find someone, no, great. More power to you. But it's tough. But at the same time, too, I don't blame a lot of guys for giving up on dating. As I said before, there's been many. There's a ton of YouTube videos from different manosphere channels saying the same thing. And even the mainstream media have reported on. I think that they did a survey, and this was in the US. But I think was it 63% of men between, I think it might have been 18 to 20 something or 18 to 30, they just dropped out of the dating market. They're just given up. They just said, stuff this. I don't blame them, because you go on a dating app, you swipe, I think is it right, on a girl you're interested in, and they either don't reply or they reject you. Or if you approach women in the real world, you approach them and you just keep getting rejected all the time. It doesn't do your mental health any favours. It really doesn't, guys. It really doesn't. Yes, and an increasing amount of men are giving up on dating. I don't blame them, because I mean, with the modern women just going for that top 5 to 10% of guys. Now, that's not to say that the remaining 95 to 90% of guys are going to miss out altogether. No, but an increasing percentage of men may never have a meaningful relationship with a woman, and that's not their fault. It's not their fault. I mean, modern women these days, they've got sky-high standards. And a lot of guys are just saying, no, that the juice just isn't worth the squeeze. And particularly with marriage too, a lot of men don't want to get married anymore, obviously because of the family court system and how biased it is against men. Which spurned the MGTOW movement. Men, I think you know what that stands for. Men who, who've decided to drop out of society, drop out of marriage and relationships. I don't blame them. The family court system. I mean, you get married, and if that marriage ends in divorce, the family court system could destroy you, and it will destroy you. And many men have been destroyed and continue to be destroyed. So a lot of men have made the wise decision to say, no, I'm not signing up for that. No way. And also, too, there's a lot of YouTube videos made by women, and these women are saying, "Oh, why aren't men approaching us anymore?" Well, what do you think? You know, the Me Too movement, false allegations, men being called creeps, even if they don't act in a creepy manner, just for the mere fact they weren't physically attractive. I'm sorry, ladies, you put this upon yourself. You have ruined the dating scene. I'm sorry you have. And once again, don't take my word for it. There's a whole lot of YouTube videos on YouTube saying the same thing, that women have ruined the dating. They have ruined it with feminism, Me Too, false allegations against men, calling men creeps, even if they don't behave in a creepy manner. Also, too, there's that thing in gyms now where women are setting up cameras to deliberately trap men to get men to look at them, and then humiliating them on social media. So, ladies, if you want to know why men aren't approaching you, how about develop a little bit of self-awareness? You know, and a lot of you women, I'm not saying all you women, a lot of you women are undateable. You're unbearable. You're insufferable to be around. I'm sorry, you are. And you wonder why men don't want to approach you. Well, you know, you're undateable. You're the modern woman. I'm not saying all of them. Look, there's good, decent women out there, but a lot of them are just insufferable. Insufferable. But going back with myself, yeah, I gave up on dating completely in September 2012 when that woman on that blind date said, "You're too quiet for me. I'm looking for a party animal." But as I said before, I didn't get angry with her. I just politely shook her hand, said, "Thanks for coming. Wish you the best," and walked away. And yeah, I quit, and I never really tried again after that. Looking back in hindsight, I probably should have given up much earlier. But I mean, it's easy to be wise after the event. I mean, if you were to ask me, Master Yoda, what's your biggest mistake in life? I'd probably say trying to find a wife or a girlfriend, because all that rejection, all the depression and destruction of self-confidence it caused, nah, not going through that again. No way, no way. But I gave it my best shot. It just didn't work out. Unfortunately, I'm one of those guys that's just so physically unattractive that I'll never have a meaningful relationship with a woman. Hey, but I'm not, I'm not angry at women. At the end of the day, they're acting on their biology. They want the best genetics for any offspring they may have with a particular man. Not going to happen with me. Yeah, but that's life. But I got my copes, my ladies of the night, my guitar playing, and it keeps me happy. Yeah. So, when should a man give up on dating? Tough one. That's a tough one. And once again, it's one of those how long is a piece of string sort of questions. But if it's getting to the stage where, regardless of how well you're presenting yourself, you're just getting rejected all the time, I don't know. There comes a time where you just got to wave the white flag of surrender and just give up. Because all that rejection it's not going to do your mental health any favors. It really won't. And also to look, just because you've had no luck with them, don't hate on them. Don't. I mean, they don't know your relationship, and yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, and as I've said in previous videos, but me personally, I've been rejected about 230 times, 100 in person. The remaining 130 were online rejections. With the 100 in-person rejections, that most of them were body language ones. I could just tell from the woman's body language she wasn't interested. The usual stuff: dirty looks, the silent treatment, back turns, refusal to look you in the eye. And with verbal body language, you try and communicate with a woman, and she'd give you one word answers, and she'd make no attempts to participate in the conversation. So when I detect any negative body language from a woman, I just take that as a rejection and politely thank them for the time and leave her alone. But it doesn't matter now. I gave up back in September 2012. Yeah. With the amount of rejections I've copped, it's probably not a lot compared to a lot of other guys, and that was over a 35-year period. And there were some years where I never approached anyone at all, because I'm a pretty shy, reserved person, and yeah, it takes a lot of courage. And I don't drink alcohol, so unfortunately, I can't rely on the Dutch carriage to approach women. So, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Look, when I make these videos, I'm not trying to solicit anyone's sympathy or, I don't want it, I don't need it, it's not going to do me any good anyway. But what I don't want is when people attack me personally, they attack my integrity, my character. That I don't like. By all means, make fun of my looks. I don't give a shit about that. But don't attack my character and integrity. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening to my video. If I'll leave your likes, comment, and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. You guys have a great day. Bye for now.